Looking at Thursday, so we mentioned, I mean, this is what a night that you have here. So it is Shigehiro Irie at the Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show. That'll be happening 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the High Spots Network. At the same time, on Fight Plus, Bloodsport will be beginning, where you will have Kota Ibushi, and then you will cap off your night with a match with Hiroshi Tanahashi at Multiverse United on Fight as well.
Kota Ibushi is the biggest wild card in professional wrestling, and this is not a pro wrestling match. If this was a pro wrestling match, I would have some kind of idea of what to expect from Ibushi, but because this is blood sport, this is not typical pro wrestling, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen then. So we'll have to see from there. And then Shigehiro Irie is someone I've wrestled before and I think is on a global scale, not by people who know him, but tremendously underrated. Absolutely a world-class performer. And Tanahashi, so it's funny that I'm wrestling Tanahashi now because Tanahashi used to be my joke answer for a couple years ago. People would ask me who my dream opponent is, and I would go either John Cena or Hiroshi Tanahashi, because if I'm wrestling either of them, it means things are going very well. And then I'll be wrestling Tanahashi. So that means things are indeed going very well. But I don't know yet if things actually will be going well on match 3 that day.
It's such an X factor. Really with a lot of those matches, for me personally, I'm looking forward to all of them, but the Ibushi one is, I think, one that a lot of us have a lot of curiosity about because number one, it's Kota Ibushi's presumably his first match, unless he's wrestling anything else. I don't think he would be that entire weekend. It'd be his first match back since coming back from injury. Bloodsport rules are completely just, who knows, right? And just the matchup of styles. Now, you guys match up stylistically, I would say, really well. You both have, like your Taekwondo background with his kickboxing background. I'm very curious to see what you guys create. But how do you guys think your styles will match?
So you're absolutely correct. We both have striking. I think where our styles match the best is the DDT factor. And the fact that we both came up within that universe where you truly learn to expect the unexpected. And if there's any promotion in the world where literally anything at all might happen, it is DDT. So I think we're both going to welcome that part with open arms.
When it comes to, certainly I would say there are enormous expectations for Thursday. You've got Vikingo on Friday. Are you somebody that when there are big matches like this, you'll start to be thinking about them? Or is it sort of something that, you have to kind of go into it with the idea that there will be a lot of improvisation to it? I mean, are you someone that kind of overthinks or gives, that extra focus on these big matches that there's a huge audience for?
No, I am an over planner, an over preparer, an overthinker. I pay attention to everything. You hear wrestlers say this sometimes, and it absolutely boggles my mind. The pro wrestlers who say, oh, I don't watch wrestling, or I don't watch shows, or I only watch wrestling on my own. I am the complete opposite. I watch wrestling all the time. I pay attention to everyone. I want to know everything, and I want to remember their moves. I mean, I know every single stunt that Vikingo has ever done in the last 2 years, or that I have had access to. I watch all of it, and I've been watching, especially someone like him who's on top and tremendously impressive. Same thing. So I have a game plan. I've had a game plan for someone like Vikingo for 6 months before I knew I was officially going to wrestle him. And it's the same for Tanahashi, of course, someone who I've watched for so long and has been at the top level for such a long time. I know him extremely well.
So when you're watching Vikingo and Kenny Omega last week, I mean, we can just watch this and we're in awe of just what is physically possible. I'm very curious what you are digesting from seeing a match like that and what it opens up in your mind.
This is what a good pro wrestler will do, right? A good pro wrestler is going to be able to watch a match. And I watch Kenny Omega versus Vikingo or someone like that. and I'm able to take Kenny Omega out of the equation and just imagine myself where he does the same things, and then I am taking on the role of Kenny Omega and what I would do instead and what I could do and everything I could take away from that match. And generally when I'm preparing for a match with someone, that is how I go about it. It's just watching their matches and imagine, okay, how would I do in the role of their opponents, and visualizing scenarios from then.
A lot of I guess of that sort of study might take place on your Twitch channel. You know, you're somebody who's very active on social media and content creation with your vlogging and such. Can you maybe talk a little bit about the importance of maintaining, a pretty heavy online presence other than professional wrestling itself?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, and I'm glad you bring that up because I have a ton of feelings about it.